003 here today, and today I had just a little bit of a food for thought video, just kind of getting it out there, see what you guys think, and just getting it under discussion. It's pretty much a mindset video for both the prepper and the militia, just kind of something to get you guys into that mindset. And it's I kind of think of it as the warrior mindset. You might think of it as something else, but I'll just kind of get over and get underway. First off, just kind of put yourself in the mindset of a SF operator, if you will. Not trying to say that you are an SF operator or you are some high-speed Navy SEAL or anything but like that, but just try to put yourself in that mindset that you are a SF operator or officer or whatever behind enemy lines. You have no logistical support, you have no backup, you have no supplies besides what pretty much is on you. And now you have to survive the SHTF scenario that you were dealt with, or the concealed carry scenario, or whatever have you. So the reason that I'm saying that is that that's the kind of thing you want to put yourself into, and that's what you want to build yourself to try to work your way up into that kind of a level of capability. Now, you may never reach that type of level, as I know I never will reach that level, but you always want to strive for self-betterment. Now, there are ways to do that. One is being a teacher and a leader. Now, what do I mean by that? Is you're constantly having to learn, and you're constantly having to take all that stuff that you know and be able and be capable enough to take that stuff that you know and that you have learned out in the field, out training at the range, taking classes, and be able to teach that to other people. Know how to write up a curriculum or an FTX, know how to lead a small fire team, know how to teach somebody how to run a rifle, a pistol, small unit tactics, things like that. Even though you might not be a professional at it, but you understand the basics of it, you understand the basic thesis of it, and you also are striving to take classes on that so you can build up that learning process. Just to the point to where you're going to be able to build yourself, but also be able to build your family unit in case of the in point of a family, or maybe a small prepper community of a couple of families, or in the aspect of the militia, be able to not just be a militia member, but in case something does happen and you're stuck alone with just a couple of random people, you're able to build up a resistance with that group of people and be able to train them as much as you're able to train yourself. The next part about it is something I know is going to hit a lot of people, but it's going to be mind over body. And this one is one that I struggle with myself, but it's working at building your body up and working at strengthening yourself on a physical level. And what do I mean by that is, whenever you're at the gym and you're really pushing those last couple of reps or that last set, just try to get maybe one more set in or one more rep in whenever you're working at it. Or maybe whenever you're doing cardio, maybe you might be putting 15 minutes into a 2-mile run. Try to keep working at shaving those seconds off, and then eventually you might work to be 14 minutes, 13, and just keep working your way down. And just keep working and trying to better yourself. And when doing that comes down to your body is a fortress. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, just like with the mind over body, it comes into you have to treat your body with the fortress. You have to make sure you're not taking in all this type of junk food, all these bad liquids. And I'm going to talk with you about myself for a second. Right now, I haven't been drinking any soda for the past month now, and I've been hitting the gym pretty regularly. I've lost 5 pounds, and I've upped my reps by about 20% to what they were just a couple of months ago. So that's something that I've been working on building up myself, and that's something that I've been trying to help other people that I've been working with as well, is to just work on building up your body, trying to cut off some of those things that are going to be damaging your body. And what I mean by the building up of a fortress is every time you're out there at the range working in those reps, you're working at building up that fortress's defense. Every time you're at the gym doing those reps, doing that cardio, hitting all those different core workouts, whether it be your arms, legs, back, chest, you're slowly building up that fortress's solid wall and building that. And the last part is knowing yourself and your weaknesses. So I know a lot of us know our strengths, but not a lot of us like to think about our weaknesses. Like, for example, I just mentioned one of mine, and that's the physical aspect. Another one is understanding tactics. So what do I do with that? Well, I read material. I keep trying to expand myself. Whenever I have a little bit of downtime at work on break, I break out my book and start reading it. Whenever I'm at home and I have nothing to do after doing some workouts or something like that, I break out my book and start reading and take notes. And that's what I mean by it, is try to understand what you're learning and also try to work on those weaknesses. In the firearms aspect, if you're out on the range, it's sure enough you're an awesome guy running a rifle. I mean, you can just bring your rifle up, fire 5 rounds downrange, and you're getting your groupings standing under a subminimal way at 300 yards with iron sights. You might be a beast at running a rifle, but you don't work too much on pistols. Sure enough, you're really good for concealed carry, but there are aspects that come into it that you might not be so good at. You might not be good at working yourself around in and out of cover. You might not be good at working with a team or moving and shooting. So that's why I mean is just keep working at building on those weaknesses and discovering those weaknesses, and then deliberately training on those weaknesses until you can become at a more proficient level. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to give yourself more and more chances of survival in case an SHF scenario does happen. Like, for example, if I'm ever in a firefight, God forbidden, am I guaranteed a survival because I've taken a couple of carbine classes, a couple of pistol classes and everything? No. All it takes is one round to put me down. I could be hit by a stray bullet. Who knows? But I'm giving myself every little bit of chance to survive that situation by investing that money and that time into training, and investing that time into understanding the training, not just taking the training. I'm taking that training and then going out and re-practicing it. And also, instead of just practicing, I'm also teaching other people what I learned. Sure, it might not be the point-by-point basis, but I'm explaining it to them as much as I understand it and trying to get them to the understanding of it as well. So that's just what I kind of think of it as. I want to really kind of get your guys' opinion on that topic as well. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Prepper003 out.